First time I ever gave $10,000 in my life, 83, 84? I believe it was 84. I had never met Kenneth Hagin in my life. I went to a meeting and somebody said, go to Kenneth Hagin's meeting. I went down there and I'm just sitting there and ain't nobody knew me. So I'm just sitting there and some white-headed guy, what was his name? He was going to receive the offer, Norval. I thought his name was Norval. I said, well, where'd he get that name at? What was his mama thinking of when he named him Norval? You know, I thought, I never heard of the name Norval. I've heard of Marvel, you know, Marvel Company, not Norval. Anyway, so I'm just standing there. He said, the Lord said that there are several $10,000 givers here today. And I said to myself, okay. Ain't me, but it's okay. And this man sitting right next to me said, man. And when he said 10,000, it went, you know, you can tell when God touched you. I went, I don't even know these people. And beside, the guy talks funny. And this guy said, Mister, the Lord just told me to give $10,000. I said, I heard it, man. I heard it. Let me get away from you. I'm over here. I'm going to stand over here. I heard the Lord tell that man. He said, the Lord said, I told him, but I told you too. I said, I don't know that guy. He said, well, I do. I said, well, then you give him the $10,000. I don't know the guy. I said, I've never given $10,000 in my life. I said, beside God, come in. That's all I got. He said, that's all I asked for. He said, I didn't ask you to stretch your faith. Just give me what you got. You ever been disappointed when God told you to give something? I was disappointed. Oh, geez, do you know how hard I worked for that? He said, do you know how hard it took me to get it out the ground to you? I could have given it to you a lot easier, but see, you worked for it instead of letting me give it to you. See, I dug it out the ground. See, that's the problem with most ministries. They dig, and instead of helping themselves, they're putting their seed in shock. My God, I got home. I gave that $10,000. I said, okay, I'll give it to you, but I want to tell you something. And I don't know what it is, but as soon as I figure it out, I'm going to tell you something. Kathy said, isn't this wonderful? I said, oh, the dumb woman, this is the woman. She going home broke. Bless God, don't have no idea. But, you know, I didn't understand prosperity that much. I'd never get it. I mean, my biggest gift from that time forward was only $100. I mean, God jumped you strong. From $100 to $10,000 is a big jump for a Cajun boy. You know how much crawfish I can buy with $10,000? Don't laugh. I can drive it to Los Angeles and sell it to you for $12 a pound. I ain't stupid. I went to the ditch and got it for 65 cents. Come on, my point simply is that, I moved that seed around in my mind, and I tell you what, it took several years before I could receive a harvest off that seed. In fact, I didn't receive the harvest offer till 1991. When I was out jogging, I was out running, boy. And the Lord spoke to me. He said, you know that seed you sowed? I said, yeah. I ain't forgot it. I ain't seen nothing from it. He said, the problem is you've never let it have any time to grow. You've been moving that thing, digging on it. You've got it in the shock. Will you get your stinking hands off of it? I said, all right, Lord. He said, besides, you never named your seed. He said, so if I would have wanted to bless you, I wouldn't have known how to bless you because you didn't know what you was wanting. Man, I took off running. I thought, that check is in my tax records, which we keep up in the attic. I took off running, glory to God, and I came up with that sermon. I preached in 1992. Hey, that's my harvest. That's mine. It's called naming your seed. And ladies and gentlemen, my God, within 1 week, after I named my seed, after I took my hand off the stinking seed instead of digging it up, getting it in a shock all the time, just let the thing soar within 1 week. And I remember I said, devil, you robbed me. You owe me sevenfold. I didn't know anything about the hundredfold then. I said, you owe me 7 times. Within 5 days, I had $70,000 in cash. In 5 days. Why? I quit digging it out.